We ask him to continue to show his mercy on our leader, Prophet Muhammad, his household and followers till the day of accountability. Today, we are discussing code of dress in Islam for men. We have discussed that of women last week, and today we are also discussing the code dress of a man as far as Islam is concerned. Allah has mentioned severally in the Quran, verses of the Quran that discusses the issue of clothing, and the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad also has taken note of that in a number of hadiths so as to moderate the way one should dress. Now, dressing in Islam is being rewarded. Whosoever dresses well, that person is going to be rewarded. It's an act of worship. It's an act of ibadah. In Araf verses 26, Allah says, "O you children of Adam," that is we. Allah is calling upon us. He said, "We have bestowed on you and upon you a cover that covers your private parts as an ornament." When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with cover, so that we will cover our shame, our private parts should be covered. And Allah says in the verse, the cover, the dressing, the clothing of taqwa, of being God conscious, is a priority, is better than the one we are putting outwardly. It's as good as saying your appearance, that you dress yourself, you clothe yourself, is appreciated. But more appreciated is the inner cover, which is God consciousness. That is the most important, more important than the outer one. And you see the analogy here and the deduction here is that nobody will go out naked except a mad person. You will take your time at least to dress. Even the women we mentioned last week that they are naked, it is we that are perceiving that they are naked. In their own case, they thought they are dressed. But with that, they are not coming out naked and they are being given birth. They put on some cover. Now, in much as you will put on a cover and you will never come out naked, then the importance you have given to this, you should give more importance of sanitizing the inner one, which is the taqwa. It means we should always be with our taqwa. The way you are taking care of your body in dressing, please be more in taking care of your taqwa, and that is the verse of the Quran. Then Allah again in Surah Al-Araf still mentioned that all you the children of Adam, take your adornments, take your wearing, take your clothing, take them, put them on, and especially when you are going to the masjid, when you are going to the mosque, beautify yourself, and then eat of what is legal to you, and also drink of what is legal to you. Allah loves not those who are extravagant. So your dressing in an expensive clothing is allowed in Sharia, long as you have the means, and it's not from haram. Your big house that is decorated is allowed. Your car that is very expensive is allowed, long as that is within the scope of legality. Allah has never made it prohibited. Allah has legalized it. And that is the beauty of Islam. Islam has never condemned the bounties and the beauties of this world. Islam came to make sure that is moderated, as it's not out of other people's sweat and other people's right. It must be legally owned, and you can put on whatsoever is halal, and that is allowed. And that's why Allah challenged those who are prohibiting the beauties and the bounties. Allah says, "Qul man harrama zinatallah." Who are those among you who are saying it's prohibited? Allah says it's legalized. In fact, it's for you righteous ones in this world, and in the hereafter you are going to get better than that. But please, for Allah's sake, don't compete in what you don't have. When somebody is putting on askar 7 or 20 askars, it's not your business when you don't have even one askar. It doesn't make any difference. Put on based on what you have. and be contented in what you wear. Never you be driving, looking, not comfortable. You may not know, maybe that man actually go into so many haram before he's wearing that. Put on as much as you have and be contented. Eat what you have and be contented. Have the house that you can afford and be contented. Now there are a number of hadiths of Prophet Muhammad moderating the way we are dressing. Hadith of the son of Abbas, may Allah have mercy on him, said, Rasulullah said, you should wear white. When you are wearing, make sure you put on white. White is more sunnatic than any other color. And Rasulullah further elaborated by saying, because white is among the best of your clothes. You have clothes that are good, but white is among the best clothes that you have. That does not make it mandatory that all your clothing should be white. It's not compulsory, but it's having priority. And for those who are wearing uniforms that are not white, you are going to get your reward intact, because the policy is not your own policy. So put on white as much as you could, is the best of your clothing. And then bury your dead ones in white. And you can see that sunnah in Nigeria 100% implemented. No any segment, no any group, no anything that is written other than white. It means on this hadith, Muslims have consensus. That's why they bury their dead ones in white. The hadith of Abdullah, the son of Umar, says, whosoever wears and he draw his clothes on the floor, on the ground, because of pride, that person on the day of Qiyamah, Allah will never look at him. Allah will never look at him. It means that person is in trouble. So let us be careful of not putting on dresses that will flow on the floor. We shouldn't do that. We should make sure our dresses are not going beyond the sunnah, the ankle. Now another hadith of Abu Hurairah says that whosoever wears clothes that flows on the floor, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to look at him. And then the hadith also of Abu Hurairah says, what is under the floor? What is under the floor? What is under the floor? What has flowed by the ankle to the floor? The ankle, that is the bones, you have the two bones at the last part of your leg. You don't ever in any way allow your clothes to exceed that limit. That is the final limitations that you have. So you can see how Islam has moderated. Islam has never rejected you being wearing expensive. Islam did not reject you wearing colorful. Islam only moderates it and prefers the white and then call for cutting the excesses. Now here a point is very clear. Our local wearings, our cultural wearings, the agbadas and the babarigas and the whatsoever you may call it, is legalized in Sharia. Any type of cap you want to put on is legalized in Sharia. The only thing you must do is to make sure that that you have worn actually is moderated. It did not exceed the limitations. It must be from the halal. It shouldn't be from haram. And there shouldn't be pride in putting on your clothes, talk less of allowing that clothes to flow on the floor. We ask him, the Messiah, to be our guide, to count all of us among those who are moderate in their appearance. And for many, you should know that the appearance of your women and your daughters, you are going to be first, number one, responsible on the day of Qiyamah. The way our youth today are dressing, like if they are temporarily mad, by wearing short clothes just because of fashion, Allah is going to ask the parents who could not moderate the appearance of their children. In fact, if you see some children of Muslims today in their appearance, you will think that they are actually Yahudu and Nasara. And the way actually they barb their heads too, like that of Shaitan. So parents should be very, very careful. These children are trust Allah has given you, and on the day of Qiyamah, Allah is going to ask you of that trust. If you betray it, then you are in trouble. May Allah assist us. May Allah guide us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count all of us among those who are committed to Him, and may Allah assist our lives as good Muslims.